So I've got a couple of properties to clean up. We've got obviously our place here, 10 acres, and looks like the neighbor's already done a bunch of it. So I've just kind of got our little entrance into the property. It's only 400 or 500 feet. But then I got to go down and do down on the 40-acre piece and try to open up that property so we can run the sawmill down there. And then I've got some other people that I push snow for, so it'll be a busy day of running around and plowing snow. I don't know why, but I love pushing snow. In fact, the neighbor already did the driveway up here, and when I got here, I thought, dang it, I should have got here a little earlier. Oh, it's tough to beat him. He starts pretty early in the morning. The only time I've ever beat him getting to the snow before he gets to it is I came up one morning, it was dumping, and I couldn't sleep. It was like 3:30 in the morning. That's the one time this whole winter that I've been able to get here and do the whole driveway before he was able to get to it. He's usually on it. So definitely, if you're looking for property, neighbors should be a serious consideration. But I love pushing snow. You only get to do it a few times every year, and turn up some country music. Hop in the old truck and cruise around. It's there's nothing like it. Sir, how goes it?
Not too bad, a lot warmer than yesterday.
A lot warmer. A lot more snow.
Yeah, but it's light snow, so it's...
Yeah, it's not wet at all. It's
just fluffy,
crystals.
Fluffy.
So what can I do with the snow plow to make your life easier?
I
can't believe how much you've cut.
It's, yeah, but it's still way less than normal.
Really?
Yeah.
Just making the production in this kind of weather.
In this kind of weather, it's just continuous battles of slipping and sliding and well, yeah.
Are you gonna band this up? Is that the?
Yeah, I'm gonna. On the top ones, and it also makes it when it's slippery like this, they won't slide. Yeah.
It's good looking boards. Everything's straight.
Yeah. Everything's frozen right now.
Everything's frozen.
they're hard frozen, but don't be frost.
So how much have you got cut?
This makes almost 800 boards. Long.
And how many board foot in a board?
10, but actual board foot closer to like 7.5.
So you're somewhere around 7,000 board feet.
Right. So. Which normally would be 7 days worth of work, and it's been off and on trying to get it out. But then again, I've been hauling logs, so each trailer load's about 2,000 board feet. So
that's awesome.
Getting that taken care of, kind of making a dent to the point where I need to start pulling more logs off. So I'll get the log winch and the tractor ready, and this goes back on Tuesday.
Sweet.
So it's like, it's been great, but
it's an expensive
I haven't been super impressed with the tracks because it's just spinning all the time. I think in the ice, wheels with chains would have been better.
I think you're right.
For the mud,
tracks.
The way when we first started out, it was looking like
mud.
we were going to be buried in mud.
Yeah.
So.
Well, okay, I won't hold you up. Do your thing, and I'll go plow.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me.
Far forward.
You roll forward?
Yeah. You're right on it.
Alright, bring it back here.
Just bring it back and hold it, and I'll set her down on it.
Alright.
Whoa. We've been posting some of the sawmill footage that we've had out here, and this is Mike. Mike lives down the road, and when we put out the video about the 40-acre piece here and all the cottonwood trees, Mike was kind enough to reach out and say, hey, I think I could save a few of those from going in the fire and cut them up and maybe turn them into some pallet wood or make something out of them instead of just burning them up. So Mike's been working on, how long have you been cutting now? A couple of weeks?
Total of a month now.
Has it been a month?
It's been
Man.
4 weeks, yeah.
So he's got to pull the saw to go do another thing. But while I had him here, I wanted to talk about, what do you think? Now that you've been cutting for a month and you've got a whole bunch of trees cut up and you've been into the logs, what do you think of the cottonwood now?
I'm liking it. There's some in here that have got a little bit of punk in them. It's starting to rot a little bit, but
yeah.
But the majority, once I get the outside cut off, the centers are still good, and it's going to make good pallet wood, so for sure. And then I just got an order the other day for a bunch of 1x8s. So
cool.
Somebody's going to do an interior paneling.
Out of 1x8.
Yeah, shiplap style. So
out of the cottonwood.
Out of the cottonwood. So.
Well, then that makes sense because it would be pinned in.
Pinned in. He's going to have with the shiplap. If it does move a little bit, it'll hide anything in between. And he's wanting to paint it. So cottonwood takes paint real well, kind of like poplar. So
right.
It hopefully that'll go good. Some of the boards that I've cut so far have been good. So it'll you know, it's hit and miss. And if it doesn't work, then that one was ready for the firewood pyro anyway. So it. But there's so many that
yeah, you can pick and choose.
kind of pick and choose as we go along.
Yeah, and now Mike's been hauling home a few trees with him every night after he gets done cutting, and so it's really been great between what he's hauling away as pallet wood and what he's been hauling home to cut in the future. We've been, you know, finding a home for a lot of these cottonwood trees that otherwise would have been, you know, thrown in the fire, which is yet to happen. Any surprises in the cottonwood?
Not really. I did run into one yesterday, and maybe we can unbury it out of the snow, that had some amazing figure in a crotchwood. And it was like, oh, I'm
really?
pulling that one and kind of put it off to the side.
Save it.
The other stuff, it's lighter than I thought. That's been really nice, because calculating out wet cottonwood is about twice what I'm actually pulling out. I'll get a few boards that are really heavy and frozen that it's like, okay, that one's got a lot of moisture left in it, but this stuff was probably pretty dry sitting here.
I think they've been here a couple of years, and I think that's helped to dry them out.
Yeah.
So they're not as wet. But I'd still say that you're at 40% moisture?
Could be somewhere
you
around.
Think?
Yeah, yeah. And it depends on what part of the log it is. The outer layers are still wetter than the center.
Gotcha. Well, it's it cuts up beautifully. It looks amazing, and I'm glad that we didn't throw them in the fire. I think there's still a lot of good boards here.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So we'll Mike will be gone a little while, and then he'll be back, and we'll have some more footage of the sawmill running and things going on. So I wanted to introduce Mike, and who's the guy in the background with the sawmill, and who's cutting the boards, and that's Sawmill Mike over here, who was a neighbor down the road. And when I say down the road, that's relative in this neck of the woods. That's whether you're 5 minutes or 5 miles, it's all the same. It's in this
North Idaho.
North Idaho. We're all neighbors.
Exactly.
in
North Idaho, Eastern Washington, even sometimes.
Yeah. So awesome. We'll get you loaded up and down the road.
Before the roads get bad.
Before the roads get bad.
I didn't tell you, I just got a call yesterday, or finalized yesterday, 1,700 board foot, so 250 1x8s, 12 foot long.
Wow, that'll be awesome.
So, come on in.
Yeah, it's got a lot of
Too bad we can't do like all the other sawmill videos and dump water on it, but it would just freeze. But this one, had a lot of color all the way through, and when I got down through, most of the crotchwood had a lot of rot in it, and
yeah.
this one didn't. It had some, what do they call this, bark incursions, and then you can see all the different swirls and stuff in it. Some of the outer was getting pretty spalted, but this one had some neat detail. You never know what you're going to get when you cut into it. It's really pretty. This one was a real ugly looking log, but it was a big log. I still was able to get 18 2x6s out of it, plus this 2-inch boards, or 1.5 inches. So it's like, oh, that was too good to split in half and make 2x6s.
Save that. That's cool.
Yeah, even if it's just an end table, to cut one little section out. So
what's the stuff you got piled up here? Is this another tree that you cut?
That was actually red fir from for another guy that I cut for does masonry stuff. So
will you peel one of those off so we can get a comparison?
So the red fir, this was green cut red fir, so we can still smell it. Quite a bit heavier.
Yeah.
And denser. So structural wise, this is what everybody uses around here for
building with.
For building with.
That's interesting. Let's put that next to the cottonwood so we can get a contrast of red fir versus cottonwood.
So you can see quite a bit of difference in the
definitely in the color. Yeah, for sure. And in the grain.
And in the grain. So I'm surprised. A lot of cottonwood won't even show its grain, but these are outside boards, so they're going to show more of a flat sawn.
Yeah.
So But I was cutting beams out of the center, and you always end up with a bunch of outsides. And I just got a call from somebody in Spokane. He's got a restaurant over there looking for some double live edge boards about this size, and I'm like, got a whole stack.
Here you go.
It's amazing how it always works out. Nothing ever seems to go to waste. So
somebody needs whatever part.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have somebody that wants this cottonwood piece?
I don't have a buyer for that one.
But you'll just set it to the side
set it to the side, and somebody eventually will get a hold of me. Kind of like I sat on the pallet wood order for 2 years before
finally came along.
And it's like, oh, a match.
Well, that's really pretty. So we've got red fir on the left and cottonwood on the right. You can see the comparison between the two.
Might even have a blue pine over here to throw against it.
For another contrast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's really pretty.
This was set that right in the middle. Got a little bit of frost on it, so that's a blued pine. So ponderosa pine sat for one summer just laying down. It was a tree they had to remove from a road. So
that's just that stain of it sitting for 1 year.
That's a blue stain. Yeah. So it doesn't affect the structure of the wood. It's just a fungus that brings it in. And most standing dead trees, it's transported into the logs through insects.
Huh.
So around here, summertime, about 18 days before a ponderosa or lodgepole will start to blue. Wintertime, you've got all winter. So
we've got red fir on the left. The center is that blued pine, that's got that stain in it, and then the cottonwood. Man, what a lot of different character there.
It's nice.